special guest, Proffessor Isaiah Wakindiki, who is the Vice Chancellor and CEO of KCA University in Kenya and is here in the Twin Cities. Welcome, Professor.
Thank you so much, Dr. and thank you so much, the viewer, wherever you are connected.
Yeah, well, tell us about yourself first.
Yeah, I'll do my introduction. As you have rightly said, my name is Proffessor Isaiah Wakindiki. I'm the Vice Chancellor and CEO at KCA University in Nairobi, Kenya. We are relatively a young university that I joined sometimes last March, so I'm about 1 year old there.
Okay.
And yeah, and right now I'm here in Minneapolis on about a two-week tour.
So yeah, tell us what brought you to the Twin Cities.
Yeah, I didn't know there were Twin Cities until I landed.
Minneapolis.
Yeah, this morning I was told there is Minneapolis and St. Paul's.
Yeah.
So yeah, I learned a bit of the history of this place, which was fantastic. As I've just alluded to, we are a young university. We were only chartered some 10 years back. Nonetheless, we had been existing for another 20 years or so as a tertiary college for accounting. So when we were chartered into a university, we started with 4 schools. We have a school of professional studies, a school of education, school of technology, and school of business. And it being a young university, we are growing. We are still having new programs once in a while. Others are in the pipeline, being considered by Commission for University Education in Kenya. And most important, why I came this way, we are looking for international partners that can help us to grow our university and also that can help us into joining what I call the global knowledge system. These are established institutes and universities, mainly in the West. Of course, USA leads in the pack, and also Europe. And the kind of partnership we are looking for is in the area of academics and also in the area of resource mobilization two-way. When we talk about academics, I'm thinking about staff mobility, where we can have faculty from the US coming over to Africa and to our university to offer mentorship programs to junior staff and to our students there.
Okay.
Also to look for possibilities of an arrangement where we can have our students having maybe to graduate from here or do part of their study here, and also programs that can support them in terms of scholarships, either from individuals, corporations, etc. So basically, that is why I've been here in the US.
So tell us more about KCA University in terms of number of enrollment of students, the faculty, and many other things. What you have.
Thank you, Dr. and the viewer. KCA University, as I've indicated, is a young university which is fast growing in Kenya. The current student population is about 17,000 in total. We have about 15,000 undergraduates and about 2,000 postgraduates. That is a mix spread in 4 schools. Of these, we have a small cohort of international students. We have about 19 nationalities represented at KCA University.
Okay.
In terms of our staff, we got about 500, both administrative and faculty. The demographics of the academics is that we are looking for senior staff to join our university in the level of professors, associate professors, senior lecturers in as many fields as we have.
Okay.
And that connects to my trip here in the US.
So let's say you are here to look for partnership. You are also recruiting for people, teaching staff.
Yes, I would say both teaching and the research. Those who are looking for networks in Africa, one. Those might be considering returning back to Kenya, probably for extended period. They are most welcome to our university. And also those who are looking for 3 months, 2 months, 1 month kind of stay back at home in Kenya, yes, we'd be interested to reach out to that kind of package.
Okay. Now, one of the basic questions I would like to ask is the university right now, the Form 4 exam came out. How are you seeing the number of students you are going to have in the university?
The number of students we take, let me say, one, our university is 100% non-residential. In other words, we don't offer accommodation, but the parents and the students are really demanded for accommodation. And that is another appeal I would make to our diaspora, those who have capacity, maybe to put up hostels around the university. They are really welcome to do so. This is already business for those that wish to invest back home. Saying that, meaning that our intake is not tied to bed capacity like in many other universities, but we are limited in number of other physical and human resources that we have. Our intake, usually we cap it to around 4,000. If we have 4,000 students per year on face-to-face, that would be our optimum. But on the other hand, since COVID times, we have invested heavily on virtual learning.
Okay.
So really here we may admit as many. So we are looking at in the next year or so, even doubling our numbers based on those who register for virtual learning. This is another area, Doc, if I may interject, where even the faculty here can participate. They can participate right from here in tutoring online classes back in the university. They don't have to physically be at KCA University.
Okay. Now, there is one question I have to ask about what is the state of education and university standard. We have had many cases where, like, politicians have been handed degrees in which have not been authenticated.
Yeah. The Republic of Kenya has one of the best education outcomes within the African continent. This is historical. The systems are in place. The regulator is the Commission for University Education that certifies universities, and we are duly certified. We are due for a second inspection next year. Our university is validly inspected and accredited by the Commission, and we have got a very able council and a very able management. So I can say, as far as KCA University is concerned, we have not been associated with these so-called politicians who have no good papers. And in any case, I think if anybody has bad papers, they may have obtained it through other ways. But I want to tell our diaspora that our university and university education at large in the Republic of Kenya is one of the best within the continent, and actually it ranks favorably around the world.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is very nice. And what criteria are you looking at? Like you want to partner with professors like the Kenyans diaspora who are here?
The criteria we look for is for qualification. Anyone qualified to give instruction at the university level. We will prefer people with PhD qualifications in their own areas of training, but also those that have got wide experiences in industry can participate to offer part of the instruction. We are also not only teaching and learning, we are also into serious research. Those that are industry, they are looking to doing research for one reason or the other in Africa. We are prepared for that. So we are looking for people who are qualified internationally to participate in learning and teaching at the university level.
Okay, good. Now, as you have been around, have you had any luck of getting more people, or you are now looking?
Well, not directly with interviews, but I had a conversation with the president at Metropolitan State University. We had a quite extensive discussion, including this morning, and other universities we are trying to reach around the states. I think there are possibilities, and this is a discussion that I'm likely to be engaged in even when I return to Kenya sometimes later in the week.
Okay. So, yeah, and once more, what are your major careers? I know this KCA used to be for College School of Accountancy. Now, what are some of these faculties you introduce?
Until now, we have about 50 programs, and we are still growing. The first cluster is in business. We call it School of Business. It's our largest school, which accounts to close to 60-70% of the university. Here I can break it down to finance, accounting, and management. That's what we have here. And there are a number of programs, and also economics. Economics and statistics. Then we have the School of Technology. School of Technology is mainly computer science, data analytics, robotics, artificial intelligence, all that. Is the one that we teach both undergraduate and postgraduate. And then we have the School of Education and Liberal Arts, where we have the regular education degrees plus things like journalism, drama, and film. It's quite a vibrant school, with quite some interesting programs there. And then we have the fourth school, is the School for Professional Studies. The professional programs is actually our precursor, whatever used to be in college. These are the CPAs. They are in the School of Professional Programs. The CPAs, we also have the ACNC and many others. The CISA, they are all under professional programs. So it's a wide selection, which is also available on our website. That is KCAU at ac.ke. Anyone interested to get more details can always look at our website.
It's a good thing that you have brought that question of School of Professional Studies. In this country where you are in the United States, much of the basic supplier of education is the middle level colleges. They emphasize on middle level colleges. But in Kenya, there was a crazy thing which came, a wave which came of degrees, and all middle level colleges ended up starting becoming offering degree courses. And what can you say about these middle level colleges, because we have suppressed them? What would you say other institutions to do?
Thank you, Doc, and the viewer. If you look at the standard development in Africa and Kenya in particular and the US, they are not at par. So really we cannot say we compare these systems at the same level. What has been happening in the last 10 years was what we would call massification of education. And the massification of education was to get as many with the degrees as possible. And that, I think Kenya has achieved that already. But there was no concomitant, or the middle level colleges did not grow at the same pace. One of them actually was our own. We started at Kenya College of Accountants. We became a university. Sort of forgot about what we were doing before. But now we are back into planning, and for our university, now we have established actually the KCA University Technical College. It is the policy of government generally in Kenya today to expand this space, to be in tandem with what is happening elsewhere in the world, as you have said, because we have noted that it is the skills that we need to grow industries and to tap into the new markets that are coming, especially in IT. So we have re-established a technical college which is in its foundation now, where we are training in courses like hospitality management, etc., etc. So I think that is a right observation, that we need to grow both the university and the TVET, as we call them in Kenya.
Yeah, it's a good thing, that because most of them, when you move to the university, and like Kenya Polytechnic, was the Mombasa Polytechnic became a university. So, and in this emphasis you are doing, where you are going back to where you were originally, providing technical education or a professional middle level education, which is very important. Would you advocate that all universities have such a program of professional development in their colleges?
I would, in the sense that it forms actually a continuum for those who would like to progress to degrees. They come from this cohort. It's another stream that is joining our university. Somebody comes there to train on CPA. Along the way, they want to get a Bachelor of Commerce degree, and all that they do is to get some credit transfers and the like. So I think it's a good thing to have these middle level colleges that connect to the university directly, because what happens is that if it's not, or rather if it's coming separately, there's a tendency to discriminate such students who come from those streams when compared to those who come directly from the high school. The tendency has been to admit high school leavers other than those that may have come through this other alternative, and maybe they have more practical experience, they have more mature in industry, etc., etc. Yes, I would say it's a good thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what are some of the parting statements you can leave with the diaspora, that we are coming to the end of our interview?
Excellent. I think, Doc, picking from my last statement, Although that the diaspora is miles away from the republic, I think it's good to remain connected. That one stakeholder I came around to meet are, for example, our alumni. We have many graduates of KCA University at various levels that are in the state of Minnesota and elsewhere in the US. My call to them is to remain connected to the university. And even those other senior scholars and business people who are in the diaspora, think of remaining connected to home institutions, especially the KCA University. I've seen here even much of development within universities is actually promoted by individuals in terms of resources. When you think of business, we are always looking for various, or rather we float various tenders around the year. So if you are looking for business, as a business person, it's an opportunity to do business with your home institution. If you are looking for places to spend a vacation 1 month, 2 months, it's an opportunity. Those who want to return back to the Republic is an opportunity. So it's an all-round opportunity, and the key thing is to remain connected.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for your time. And we hope to see you again, and it was good that you came to our studio. We wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so much, Dr. It was a privilege really to address the audience, all those that are tuned to the station, and thank you for your time as well. And it was indeed a good experience, and until we connect again, let's continue talking. And as I've said, you can get us either through our website or our addresses are there. Let's keep talking and see what we can do together.
Thank you very much.